911, what's your emergency?
I called a little bit ago. The deputy sheriff's down here. I found out my granddaughter has been taken. She has been missing for a month. Her mother finally admitted that she's been missing.
Okay, what is
here now?
Okay, what is the address that you're calling from?
We're talking about a 3-year-old little girl.
Is your daughter there?
Yes.
Do you mind if I speak with her? Thank you. Can you tell me a little bit what's going on?
My daughter's been missing for the last 31 days.
And you know who has her?
I know who has her. I tried to contact her. I actually received a phone call today, now from a number that is no longer in service. I did get to speak to my daughter
This case is going to be all about what Casey Anthony was doing, who she was talking to, what she was telling them during this 31-day period. It's everything. I took a drive around Orlando, Florida to retrace those 31 days when Casey Anthony's daughter, Caylee, is missing, but not reported missing. There's no eyewitness to this murder. There's no videotape of this thing. There's no surveillance video that they're going to bring in to show Casey Anthony with a body. It's timeline, where she was, what she was doing, how she was acting. And that's what we're tracing here. That's what we're looking at. Going to all the places where she was. Does any of this make sense? June 9th, 2008 is the day that Casey tells investigators is the last time she saw her daughter. Here's her statement right here. It says, Monday, June 9th, 2008, between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m., I, Casey Anthony, took my daughter Caylee Marie Anthony to her nanny's apartment. These are the Sawgrass Apartments. The purported home of Zenaida Gonzalez, the nanny. We're not allowed to shoot on the property, but in this property is that apartment 210. That's where Casey Anthony says she brought little Caylee to Zenaida Gonzalez. That apartment is one of the first ones you see when you drive into the complex, and she pointed it right out to investigators. But no Zenaida Gonzalez ever lived there.
I'm not hungry.
June 15th, 2008, this is really where that 31-day period begins, because Caylee, and we've all seen these pictures, with her great-grandfather, Cindy's dad at the nursing home, and it's Cindy who's actually taking the pictures. Investigators found these images on the Anthony laptop. June 16th is a big day. There's a lot of things going on. First, that's the day at 12:50 p.m. when Casey's dad, George, says that he last sees little Caylee. Then investigators have a bunch of phone records from that day. And looking at these records, Casey making a ton of calls, including 8 calls to her mom, Cindy. Also, this is the day that Casey Anthony moves out of her parents' house. She leaves. Then things get even more interesting. Later in the night, around 7:54 p.m., at a Blockbuster, there's a surveillance video. You can see her then boyfriend, Tony Lazzaro, and Casey Anthony, arm in arm, walking into that Blockbuster to rent a couple movies. But what's also noticeable about that picture, there's no Caylee there. Anthony Lazzaro is going to be an absolutely important witness in this case. Think about it. This is Casey's boyfriend at the time when all of this is happening. This is the person spending an awful lot of time with Casey Anthony. Awful lot of time. And she never mentions to him that her daughter's missing. June 18th or 19th, this is when Casey Anthony's neighbor says that she came over, knocked on the door to borrow a shovel. Now, according to the neighbor, she needs the shovel to take care of some bamboo shoots or something in the backyard. It's also on these days, and this is interesting because the neighbor said he never saw Casey Anthony really use the garage, yet sometime during those days she uses the garage but doesn't pull into it straight. She backs her car into the garage.